Hello everyone. Are you a final year student and you don't have money to pay SPSS prodigies to analyze your work for you? I'm going to take your silence for a yes. Don't worry, you are at the right place. But before we proceed, kindly hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for you know what. The mad note on this one, and this is SPSS for beginners. By the end of this video, you'll be able to code beginners questionnaires, and as time passes with our next video of course, you'll be able to cover SPSS detailedly. Basics, SPSS workspace and how to create variables and enter data. We'll take it from here. SPSS, it is a popular program for sorry it is a popular program for statistical analysis, and it has become popular mostly because of its user interface, without forgetting its strength on data handling. SPSS, it is an acronym, statistical package for the social science. We will start by opening the software on our computer. Okay, I'll just take us back to the desktop, and here it is. SPSS Statistics version 22. Okay, once it pops up, a splash page pops up, and we'll just need to close that and proceed. Here's the splash page. I'll just close it, and there it is. View modes. There are two view modes to SPSS: data view and variable view. If you check at the bottom left corner of the page, you'll see them: data view and variable view. And right now we are on variable view. Well, data view and variable view, data view has more of a spreadsheet format, and that's where numbers are entered. I'll just take us to data view and we'll see. Sorry about that. I'll just take us to data view and we'll see how it is exactly. We are on data view, with each row representing a question, columns and variables. Our information in the questionnaire will be entered in variable view. So I'll take us back to variable view. In variable view, the columns labeled 1 to 40, as you can see. Sorry, the rows labeled 1 to 40, they are undefined columns in the data view here. So when I take us to variable view, the rows labeled 1 to 40, they are undefined columns in the data view. Okay, I'll just show us an example and putting information on one of the rows in data view. Let me just say, for instance, age. I'll take us back to the data view. See, the first column on the data view has become active. And once you start coding your questionnaire and answers to each question logged in with correlation to their values on the variable view, it automatically activates the columns on the data view. So I'll take us back to the variable view. Once I put in information on the first row on data view, the other parameters on the data view spreadsheet like just became active. Well, you need to know when naming variables. This is where you name variables on variable view on these rows labeled 1 to 40. When naming these variables, you don't put in space, and it begins with letters, no special characters, and it must begin with a letter. Let me just show you, for instance, an example. I'll take you to my questionnaire and we'll just put in some few details. Okay, take us to Word document. This is my questionnaire. We'll work on socio-demographic data. We're going to log in section 1, question 1, age. As you can see, it is an open-ended question, so when logging it in SPSS, I'll put in section 1, question 1. Okay, the type with decimal parameters, those are important parameters, but we will not focus on those. We'll just focus on name, label, values and measures for now as beginners. So in label, I'm going to have to put in the equation. If I take us back to the questionnaire, the equation is age in years. I'll take us back to SPSS, log in age, the values. I'll need to create a range of values for which the participants of my work will have to give me. Okay, I'll put in 1 for values. I can say maybe 1 to 5. 1 to, let me say 10. I'll need to add, and I'll put in another value 2. Let me make the label 2. Let me make the label 11 to 20. Okay, let me just leave it there. I'll click on add and okay. To expatiate on each variable, you need to add a label, and here I just did. Question age indicates is a label for this variable, section 1, question 1, and it's descriptive. It explains how the variable is. It is unique to the variable, and these variables give more details. These labels give more details to the variable. Another important property is measures. It specifies the scale of measurement. We'll use that for other specific questions, and we'll just to focus on these properties, on this 1, 2, 3, 4 properties, that is name, label, values, and measures. Those are the 4 properties we're going to focus on. The other properties, they are as important as much as the others, but just for the sake that we're working with beginners, let's just focus on these 4. That's what you need to know. So the measures I'll need to put in under these values, it is an ordinal measure. If I take us back to data view, you see it's still same. For each variable that you code here, it is displayed on the columns of data view. I'll take us back to variable view, and that should be it. Give it a table, values, and set the measures. Leave all the settings at their default, and that should be it about SPSS for beginners, the basics. And you can start your own work. On our next video, we'll begin putting in numbers, yes, and you don't want to miss that. Stay posted by subscribing, and do drop a comment if you have any worries.